My name's John, and I've been completely blind for about 13 years now. When I was a teenager, I had trouble with night vision. That was the first sign of my eye problems. As I got older, nobody really knew much about RP, or retinitis pigmentosa. So it was hard getting a final diagnosis.
I think RP, the catchphrase, is the leading cause of genetic visual loss. Off the top of my head, I can't tell you the exact numbers, but it's a lot.
I was married and had young kids, and I was still functioning normally, like a normal person. I drove, I had kids, and went camping and holidaying, and all of a sudden, I couldn't do that anymore. I had they took my driver's license away. I couldn't do my job anymore. So it made it more difficult, of course, to do everything. You have to depend on somebody all the time. You can't just go to the grocery store by yourself anymore.
What happens though is ultimately these patients realize, I'm blind now and nothing can be done, so they kind of get lost to follow up with, sadly.
My nephew approached me with this trial and said, they're offering a trial in Fargo, would you be interested? And I said, absolutely. And I thought, well, maybe there's hope.
So the therapy itself is very similar to what most of us do in our practices already with macular degeneration. It involves what I call a treatment. It's actually an injection into the eye, right in the chair, the exam chair actually. But it's really just an injection, which is pretty standard in most of our offices.
When I received the injection, yeah, it was very painless. I mean, I could feel them doing something, but it wasn't painful one bit. All in all, it's been a very good experience with Dr. Bergstrom and their staff. They've just been incredible.
We don't know exactly who it works best on until we've done a number of patients, and so I think we're finding that out with this trial. And there's been some dramatic reports, and that's the kind of thing we're targeting for everyone. But it gives the patients a glimmer of hope in a dark world, and and that's exciting for them. I mean, it's super exciting.
Before, everything was dark and gray and dingy. Now everything's brighter, and I see colors, and I can see lights flashing through the window. And my right eye, the injection eye, it was a lazy eye when I went for my first appointment. And after the injection, since the injection, it's corrected itself. It's alive again. My eye's alive again. I come from a fairly large family, but there's about 30 of us with the younger kids and everybody. We did a gene thing and found out who's got the bad gene, and I'm 70 years old. So I'm not really doing it for me, but my family. I would like to be able to tell my young cousins and nieces, nephews, that there's hope. That, you may not be blind when you're in your 50s. It's nice. It's a nice feeling.